Have you ever dreamed of starting your own podcast? Well, you can. It's simple, it's easy, and best of all, it's free. By going to anchor.fm, you can start your own podcast today and have your own show up and ready to go. Anchor's graphic user interface is user-friendly, and you get paid for your content by setting up a Stripe account. Go to anchor.fm. Again, that's anchor.fm, and start your podcast today. Welcome to the Living Healthy Podcast, where you can improve your quality of life by making solid and informed decisions. I'm your host, Eddie Randall. I have another fantastic show lined up tonight. A lot of interesting things to talk about, so let's begin. Tonight's podcast is meal planning for weight loss. In anything that we do, we have to have a plan if we wish for any type of desired outcome or any type of success. As an example, when you want to buy a home, you check your credit to make sure there isn't something that's on there that should not be there. You have to come up with a budget. You determine the cost of what you're willing to pay. You come up with a suitable down payment, and you also find a lender that will give you the desired interest rate. Well, when it comes to eating, when you're trying to lose weight, it's no different. You have to lay down some rules and select particular foods. Calorie intake and food selection are the biggest factors that must be taken into account as you want to take in less calories. That being said, the calories that you take in, you want to make sure that you take in food that will provide suitable nutrients as well as protein. This can be done in conjunction with exercise, but for tonight's podcast, I will focus solely on meal planning. One thing that needs to be addressed is taste versus desired outcome. Now, a lot of food out there that is not necessarily good for us tastes great. There's a lot of phenomenal flavors and great tasting food that's out there, but again, it's not the healthiest for us. That being said, there are a lot of food that is good for us that tastes great as well. The thing is, we have to condition ourselves to eat healthier and to eat better, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Another thing to address are plate sizes. Plate sizes have steadily increased from the 1940s until today, but that doesn't mean you have to fill up your plate with food. In the 1940s, dinner plate sizes were on average of 8.5 inches. In the 1970s, they got bigger, going from 10 inches all the way up to what we have today, 12-inch dinner plates. The thing you can do, you can buy smaller dinner plates or just simply condition yourself to naturally take smaller portions and also to calorie count. If you start doing this, before you know it, it will become second nature. The thing that's vital to this in regard to selecting portion are also calories. Now, the Food and Drug Administration recommends 2,000 calories per day. Now, this may vary depending on who you are. If you're trying to lose weight, you should check with your doctor before doing or making any drastic diet changes. From the list of foods that I'm going to talk about tonight, you can mix and match them until you get the desired calorie count. My recommendation for losing weight is the following. For women, I would advise a daily intake of 1,000 to 1,200 calories. For men, a daily intake of 1,200 to 1,400 calories. Now, let's start with the most important meal of the day, and that is breakfast. Now, with breakfast, you can start off with some fruit if you desire. Cantaloupes, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, prunes, bananas, watermelons, and grapefruit. As far as the cantaloupes have on average 275 calories per fruit. 1 cup of chopped cantaloupe has 100% of the daily recommended value of vitamin C. So that's something to take into account whether you're deciding to just have a glass of orange juice on the run or if you just want to grab a cantaloupe. rather a cup of cantaloupe, because you can get your dosage of vitamin C for the day. You can also have strawberries. 1 cup of strawberries has 50 calories, and I love strawberries. I love the taste and the smell of fresh strawberries. I try to get them as often as I can. Strawberries also contain a lot of fiber and vitamin C. And interestingly enough, a strawberry is not even a berry. It's not a fruit either. It's known as Fragaria ananassa. It's a member of the rose family, so it's actually a flower. The brown pits on the strawberry are actually the fruit, and they are called achenes. Moving on to another berry, blueberries. 1 cup of blueberries has about 90 calories, and the blueberries are a good source of fiber as well as antioxidants. 1 cup of raspberry has about 70 calories. They have lots of water in them. They can keep you hydrated, and they also contain 41% of the daily recommended amount of manganese. Manganese is very important for metabolism. Then you can have prunes if you desire. 1 cup of prunes has about 420 calories. They're full of fiber. They build bone and muscle. They're high in potassium, and they help to fight against constipation. Then you could have a banana if you desire. A banana, they have about 100 calories per banana. It's a good source of potassium, and 1 banana contains 33% of the recommended daily value of vitamin B6, which is necessary for making red blood cells as well as making neurotransmitters. You could also have a bowl of watermelon cubes. Let's see, a bowl of watermelon is around 90 calories. 2 cups would make a bowl, so 1 cup is 45 calories. Watermelon has a high fiber content. It's mostly water, so it'll keep you hydrated, and it can also help you with bowel movements. You can also have grapefruit. 1 grapefruit has 100 calories, great source of vitamin A, as well as a fantastic source of vitamin C. The only warning I would have, though, is grapefruits inhibit an enzyme in the body that works to metabolize medications. So you may not want to eat grapefruit while you're on a medication, or you may want to speak to your doctor regarding this. And now moving on to what is perhaps the most popular breakfast food of all time, eggs. You can have them either hard-boiled, scrambled, or as an omelet. They're about 80 calories in a boiled egg and 400 calories in a 4-egg omelet or 4 eggs scrambled. Now, eggs are very high in protein. They also contain choline, which is good for the brain. And 1 egg contains 22% of the recommended daily amount of selenium, which is vital for metabolism as well as thyroid function. You can also have whole wheat toast. Now, 1 slice of whole wheat toast has 110 calories. You can add 20 calories or so if you desire, if you use butter. Try to use butter that does not have RBST. And also regarding the whole wheat bread, try to find bread that is not made with enriched flour. Try to get the one that's made with whole wheat flour. You can also have oatmeal. Now, 1 small bowl of oatmeal has about 300 calories in it, and oatmeal is very good. It can lower the blood pressure, and it can also help against constipation. You could also have plain yogurt. Now, plain yogurt has about 70 calories a cup. Try to get the ones with probiotics and live cultures, as they can help with the gut. They can help to fight against constipation. They can help to keep you regular. You can also have plain yogurt with ground flax seeds. Now, 1 spoonful of ground flax seeds has about 40 calories. Now, flax seeds are very good for you. They're full of omega-3 fatty acids that fight against LDL, which is the low-density lipoproteins, bad cholesterol, and they also fight to reduce blood pressure. You can also have the plain yogurt with wheat germ. Now, 2 spoonfuls of wheat germ have about 50 calories. Wheat germ is very high in fiber and has a lot of vitamin E in it. You could also have cottage cheese. Now, cottage cheese has 222 calories per cup, full of protein, full of calcium, as well as probiotics. If you desire, you can add fruit to the cottage cheese, strawberries, raspberry, blueberries, etc. Moving on, turkey bacon is next on the list. 2 slices of turkey bacon have between 90 to 100 calories. They are a very good source of protein and a very good and lean meat, as long as you get the lean turkey bacon. You can have ground turkey if you desire with spinach. Ground turkey, 1 cup, has about 300 calories in it. That's 8 ounces. You can also put the spinach with it. You can saute it together, or you can wait until the ground turkey has completed cooking and then add the spinach then. And they're very good combination. Turkey has a lot of protein, spinach has iron, and it's also a great source of vitamin K. Then we have avocados. Half an avocado has 160 calories. Avocados are a very good source of vitamin C, vitamin K, as well as vitamin E. Cantaloupes are next on the list. 1 cantaloupe has approximately 280 calories, full of vitamin C, folate, and is also an excellent source for beta carotene. Kiwis are a great fruit that you can have as well. They have 40 calories per fruit. Kiwis lower fat in the blood, and they act as a blood thinner. Some people actually use them in place of a daily aspirin. They're high in antioxidants, and they're also vitamin rich. Kiwis contain salicylate, and many fruits have them, but kiwis have a medium amount of this when compared to fruits that, like apples, that have a greater content. But the reason why people select kiwi for the salicylate as a blood thinner is because of its medium range. They don't want to overdo it. So if you have a kiwi or a few kiwis a day, they take that in place of an aspirin. And I think that was pretty interesting when I was researching it, that I found that out. I think that was pretty very interesting fact. And you can also have plums. 1 plum is 35 calories per fruit. They're a good source of potassium, magnesium, as well as phosphorus. Now, moving on to lunch. I'm against frozen foods like lean entrees due to the amount of salt and processing. If you want to have something like that once in a while, then there's not really an issue with it. But I just not really for buying a whole bunch of like lean entrees and having one every single day for lunch. It's just, again, only due to the salt and the processing. Once in a while, it's okay. I'm just not for it, for every single day at lunch. You can also, before lunch, have a glass of water or lemon water. It can help you to feel full. It can also help you with the vitamin C and boosting immunity. Not really a fan of diet soda because diet soda has in a lot of stuff that's not really good for you. I'll go into that in another podcast. I'm just mentioning that tonight, that I'm not against I am against diet soda. You can also have 2 slices of organic cheese. 1 slice of white American cheese has approximately 70 calories. Try to stay away from the yellow cheese, because the yellow cheese they put a dye in it to give it that color. It's not really necessary or beneficial to the body, so I would avoid the yellow cheese. Cheese in moderation is a good source of protein and calcium. You could also have organic whole wheat crackers. Now, depending on the brand, keep the calorie count between 100 to 150 calories. You don't want to overdo it. And in regard to fruit, we also have apples that you could have for lunch. Apples have about 100 calories. They're a great source of vitamin A and potassium. They're also a great source of pectin, which can help to aid in blood glucose regulation. Then, for something to sink your teeth into, if you wanted to, you can have chicken breasts on whole wheat bread. Dark meat has the most fat, so stick to the chicken breast. While the whole wheat bread is 110 calories, the skinless chicken breast has about 300 calories. Chicken is a great source of protein. As far as the whole wheat bread, I had mentioned it earlier. Try to eat the bread that is not made with enriched wheat flour. You can also have a tuna fish sandwich on whole wheat bread. One tuna fish sandwich on whole wheat is about 450 calories, a great source of protein as well as omega-3 fatty acids. If you want to, you could opt for a spinach salad. Now, you can put grape tomatoes in there, red onions, olives, carrot slices, celery slices, garbanzo beans, as well as cucumbers slices. Now, on average, a bowl of a spinach salad is going to run about 200 calories, 200 to 240. 120 of that would be from the use of extra virgin olive oil. Now, you can also put some salt and pepper in there and some croutons as desired to give it a little flavor. And depending on the brand of croutons that you buy, please check with the calories to keep them within moderation to not overdo it. For the spinach, it's a great source of vitamin K as well as iron. Tomatoes, they're known for their anti-inflammatory properties, and research has linked them to decreasing the chances of getting heart disease and diabetes due to their lycopene content. Onions, they have fructans or fructooligosaccharides. They're prebiotics which help the beneficial bacteria in your stomach. And olives, they're a great source of iron as well as calcium. Carrots, great source of vitamin A, important for the eyes, brain health, and they also have anti-inflammatory properties. Now for the celery slices, celery is great because it can help to lower cholesterol. Some studies have shown that celery can also improve cognitive function. And then you may also want to throw some garbanzo beans in there or chickpeas if you like. They're a good source of protein. 1 ounce of garbanzo beans contains 14% of the daily recommended amount of manganese. And as I was mentioning earlier, manganese is important to metabolism. The reason why it's important is because it helps to activate some of the enzymes that help our metabolism. And cucumber, they're very high in vitamin K, potassium, and 95% water. So a cucumber is actually 95% water, so it can help against constipation as well as dehydration. And for the dressing with the virgin olive oil, I would recommend drizzling some of that on the salad because it's high in antioxidants and it's great for joint health. I'm not really a fan of the salad dressings in the store. I mean, maybe once in a while in moderation they're okay, but they're not particularly healthy, and a lot of them have a lot of salt. So I would stay away from those. Now, moving on to dinner. You could do the same thing as I had mentioned prior to lunch by having a glass of water or lemon water to make yourself feel full so you don't have to take in as many calories. Then moving on to the meal, you could have salmon. Salmon is very nutritious. 6 ounces of salmon, that serving size would fit into the palm of an adult hand. It's approximately 300 to 350 calories. It's a great source of protein, omega-3 fatty acids, as well as DHA. Now, the DHA, which is the docosahexaenoic acid, it's a type of omega-3 fatty acid. It's essential for eye health as well as brain health. You could also have turkey meatloaf. Now, 6 ounces of this would be the size of a hamburger and has about 240 calories. The chicken breast, you can have 6 ounces of that. It's the size of 3 smartphones on top of one another, and that 6 ounce portion would give you about 300 calories. Both the turkey and the chicken are great sources of protein. Now, you can also have beef. You can have beef stew, or beef with rice and vegetables, or beef with whole grain pasta. Try to get the beef without nitrates and nitrites. Try to get one that's grass-fed as well as organic. Now, 6 ounces of beef is about 430 calories. You can have the salmon, the turkey, chicken, and the beef with either brown rice and lentils, or whole grain pasta. Now, the brown rice, a cup of brown rice is 220 calories. half a cup of uncooked brown rice will give you one cup of cooked rice. Now, brown rice has vitamins B3, B6, magnesium, and the brown rice also helps to lower cholesterol. You can have the lentils in rice. Now, 1 cup of lentils is 2.5 cups cooked and has 230 calories in it. Besides being an excellent source of protein, lentils have 1 cup of lentils has 31% of the recommended daily amount of iron and 49% of the recommended daily amount of manganese. Now, moving on to the whole grain pasta. 1 cup of whole grain pasta is about 180 calories. Just like brown rice, they're healthier for you than white rice or regular pasta. They have fewer calories and they're not processed and refined the way that white rice and pasta are. Now, as far as vegetables for dinner, you can have the shiitake mushrooms, peas, carrots, green beans, lima beans, garbanzo beans or chickpeas, or broccoli. Now, the shiitake mushrooms, they have about 6 calories per mushroom, and they contain a component called aridinine, which help to lower cholesterol. Now, the peas, they are about 118 calories per cup, very high in vitamin C, potassium, as well as zeaxanthin. And the carrots, they have about 30 calories per carrot. I mentioned the benefits earlier regarding that. And 1 cup of green beans is about 31 calories. They're a great source of niacin as well as calcium. 1 cup of lima beans is 110 calories per cup, and the lima beans are high in protein, fiber, as well as folate. Now, the garbanzo beans, 1 cup of those are 270 calories. They're full of fiber, they help with bone health, and they also help to regulate blood pressure. And the broccoli, 1 cup of that has 31 calories. They're full of antioxidants and packed with nutrients. You could also have a spinach salad for dinner, the same salad that I had mentioned at lunch. As far as soups, if you're a soup person, and everybody loves a good soup, in regard to weight loss, you could try the garbanzo bean soup with onions, salt, pepper, etc. Season it to taste. 2 cups is 1 bowl, and that would contain 540 calories. The squash soup, if you prefer squash, you can season that as you desire with onions and salt and so forth. 2 cups is about 300 calories. Squash is very high in vitamin C and B6, which is great for fighting against macular degeneration, and it's also a great source of antioxidants. Now, that pretty much covers the meal plan, and you really couldn't have a meal plan without snacks. Now, even though we're trying to lose weight here, you can still have snacks, but healthy snacks. Now, when it comes to these snacks, you can keep these snacks in a calorie range between 100 to 150 calories. These snacks would consist of walnuts, almonds, peanuts, roasted, unsalted preferred. Make sure they're all organic. You can get cucumber slices with vinegar and a splash of olive oil. You may want to put some pepper on there if you want, maybe even a little dash of salt. You can have pear slices with ricotta cheese, baby carrots, sardines, celery sticks, raisins, olives, cherries, avocado slices. And, these are just some of the healthy snacks that you can have throughout the day. You won't put on, a lot of weight. A lot of these things are nutritious, and these are good, healthy things that you can have. And regarding a meal plan, there wouldn't really be a meal plan without a cheat day. Now, some people do one cheat day a week, which I think kind of defeats the purpose. If you're following what you can to lose weight, to eat right, to exercise, and to put yourself in a better position to live healthy, I would allow 1 cheat day per month, maybe even 2 max. And I'm not saying to just go crazy eating everything. I would just treat yourself for being good. Just give yourself a little something. And as far as when to eat, I would definitely try to go for breakfast. Make sure you have breakfast. Breakfast, people always say, is the important meal of the day, and it really is. And as far as eating, try not to eat past 6 p.m. and also avoid nighttime eating. Avoid midnight snacks. If you feel hungry, do the same thing as you would do before lunch and dinner. Have a glass of water or lemon water. You'd be surprised. You condition yourself to that, and then before you know it, as soon as that hunger strikes, you would just actually go up and grab something to drink. And what you could do is, when you feel hungry, just drink some water, because really that's really what your body's looking for, especially first thing in the morning when you get up, or it's in the middle of the night, you feel like you want to eat something. Drink some water, and then you'll feel better, and you won't have to take in any excess calories. Well, that is going to wrap it up for tonight's show. I want to thank you very much for listening. And as always, it's been a pleasure and an honor. Just to let you know, you can find me on Pinterest at pinterest.com/livinghealthy. You can also find me on YouTube. Just search for the Living Healthy Podcast. And you can also find me on Instagram and on Twitter. And remember, living healthy creates a better you.